Dear student, welcome to the field of light. Here in this period, I want to show some beautiful light experiments. Here observe, light rays are convergent when passing through the lens slab. So this is called a lens slab, just like a convex lens. When passing through these light rays are convergent. This is called convergent. These light rays are passing through and convergent. Now, if a light rays are reflect parallel, parallel light rays are reflect when if it pass on a plane mirror. Here it is a plane mirror. When the parallel light rays, it reflects in the same way, that is parallel. I think you are observed very clearly. They are parallel. So there is no converge or there is no diverge. This is parallel mirror. It is plane mirror. Okay. Now it is a convex mirror. Convex mirror means it is a bulgy side is reflected one. Bulgy side is reflected one and inner side is coated. So when the light rays falls on these, they are diverges. They are diverges. When a light rays falls on the convex mirror, they are diverges. So this is, I think they are go away from the center. So similarly, light rays are converges when light rays falls on a convex lens. Concave mirror. Light rays are converges when a light rays falls on the concave mirror. Here concave mirror is the inner side is reflected one and bulgy side is or dome side. Dome side is coated one. So here when a light rays falls on this, they are converges. You are observing, I think these are light rays are comes together and somewhere here they are converge at a point. That point is called Focum center. That is called Focum center. Reflection through the light when a light falls on a mirror. When a light falls on a mirror, it reflects. It bends back. This is called reflection. When a light falls on a mirror, non-transparent opticals, then they bend back or they come back, or that is called the reflection of light. Here, I think you are seeing very beautiful experiment. Here, this is reflection. This is called the incident ray. This is called the incident ray. This is called the reflected ray. This is called the incident point. Incident point. Here, if a light falls on this, it reflects in the same plane. So this is called the normal drawing to a point of incidence. So they are in the same plane. Here you are observing the light rays touching the table. If it is light rays falls here, then it reflects somehow above the table. So therefore, the second law state that the incident ray, normal drawn to a point, and reflected ray, they are in the same plane. They are in the same plane. So here this shows law of reflection of first law. That is, here you can observe here, this is normal. So this angle is called, the angle between the incident ray and normal is called incident angle. Here the angle between the normal and reflected ray is called reflected angle. Here you can observe, this is 10, this is 0, this is 10 degree, this is 20 degree, this is also 20 degree. So therefore angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. This is called the first law. What is first law? First law is called angle of reflection is equal to the angle of incidence. So here you are observing, I think, very clearly. So this is 0, this is 0. So this is normal, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection. So therefore this is incident ray, this is reflected ray, this angle. So here observe, this is 5, this is 10 degree, this is also 10 degree. What a beautiful experiment. So this is also 10 degree, this is also 10 degree. So therefore angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. If it is false here in the previous experiment you have seen, if it is 20 degree, if it is reflect in 20 degree. If it is 40 degree, it reflect in 40 degree. 40 degree. If it is false on 60 degree, it is false on, it reflect on 60 degree. This is called the angle of law of reflection of light. Angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. I think you are clear from this experiment. When a light ray is passing through the prism, it bends. See here, when light ray is passing through like this, then it bends towards the base. It bends towards the base, and it also split into 7 colors, but you can't see. I will show some other experiments. When it bends, so when a light rays pass on the prism, it bends towards the base. Here, if two prisms are kept like this on the base, then it acts as a convex mirror, convex lens. Convex lens is thicker in the middle, thinner in the sides or edges. So when light rays falls on this convex lens, they converge at a point. They converge at a point. Here there is a slight difference because these slabs are different. So here not curved. Here it is a plane. Therefore this is like this. They are converges at a point. This point is called focus center of the convex lens. The between the distance between the, this is called optic center. The distance between the optic center and focus center is called focal length. If it is kept in reverse way, if it is two prisms like this, then this is acts like a concave, not concave prism, concave lens, make correction here, concave lens, then they are diverges. What a beautiful, they are diverges. Here the line is not diverging, they go straightly. This is called principal axis. In the same as convex lens and also concave lens, this is called principal axis. Here these rays are comes from this point, they are comes out from a point. In the convex lens they are converge at a point, but in this concave lens they are appears to be comes from a single point. So this point is called focus center of the concave lens. Focus center of the concave lens. The distance between these two is called focal length of this concave lens. You have already know how to find the focal length of the convex lens and also concave lens in the experiment period, I think. So therefore, no need of explaining all those things here. So see here, this is called semicircular slab. If it is kept like this, then it is act like a convex lens. So therefore, the light rays passing through this are converges. The light rays passing through this are converges. What a beautiful. If it is kept like this, then this reflects on this and reflects in the same parallel line, because this is parallel line. I think here also you know that there is a slight change in the path. This is nothing but refraction. You know that when a light ray is passing from one medium to another medium, it changes its path is called refraction. Here you can observe this refraction. So here if you kept like this, then they are emerge like this parallelly. So this is the light rays passing through the slab. When a light ray is passing through the slab, it changes its path slightly. This is called refraction of light. When a light rays travels from one medium to another, it changes its path, then it is called refraction of light. Here I think you can observe here a beautiful figure. Here is a glass slab. Here is a glass slab. This is called incident ray. This is called normal drawn. When it passes through the glass, this is not, this is reflection. When it is passes through this, it bends, isn't it? And again, when it comes out from the lens, it bends. So either 2 times it is refracted, because it comes from air to glass and glass to air. So therefore, this is rarer medium, this is denser medium. This is denser medium, this is rarer medium. So here this is called angle of incidence for this here medium change. This is incident point, this is normal drawn. So this is called angle of incidence. This is called angle of refraction. Here you know that when it rays travels from rarer medium to denser medium, it comes towards the normal. It comes towards the normal means here angle of incidence is more than the angle of refraction. But here you can observe here you can observe here, when it comes from denser medium to rarer medium, it away from the normal, then the angle of incidence, this is angle of incidence, this is angle of refraction. So angle of incidence is less than the angle of refraction. So therefore, when a light rays comes from rarer to denser, then angle of incidence is more than the angle of refraction, or in another way, the light rays bends towards the normal. When light rays travels from denser to rarer, it away from the normal. That means angle of incidence is less than the angle of refraction. And also we can verify the Snell's law. Snell's law state that when the sign of the angle of incidence, this is angle of incidence. So find sin I. For example, if it is 30, find sin 30. And this is 20, find sin 20. This is sin of the angle of incidence and sin of the angle of refraction. That is constant. Repeat 1 or 3 or 2 4 times. Find each time sin of the angle of incident and sin of the angle of refraction. then ratio of sine of the angle of incidence by sine of the angle of refraction is constant. That is called mu equal to sin I by sin r. That is called mu equal to sin I by sin r. That is called Snell's law. Mu equal to sin I by sin r. That is called Snell's law. I will show this in some other experiment. I will explain very clearly in that. So I think you are clear what is refraction, what is Snell's law, what is refraction, law of refraction, etc. So from this experiment, so I think you are clear about this defined reflection, defined refraction. Write a difference between the concave mirror and convex mirror. Define focal center and focal length. Write the differences between the convex lens and concave lens. Write the two laws of reflection. Define the angle of incidence and angle of refraction, and define Snell's law. Okay. Thank you.